In 2021, a devastating injury halted the career of one of the sport's most influential figures.
Oh my God! I think his leg's broken.
He broke his ankle.
Oh no!
Just breathe.
It's over. It's over.
Wow.
His absence from the octagon has left fans wondering, will the Irish superstar ever return?
Whether it's over for good or it's not, it's going to be one hell of a path back.
Who knows how long Conor's out?
On July 11th, all questions will be answered.
Past, present, future. The fight game in the combat sports world is McGregor's world.
It's taken our sport to unprecedented heights.
And there can be no doubt that that is the most popular fighter in the history of the sport.
No one thought about being a double champion before Conor McGregor did it.
Oh, that looks good!
At UFC 329, McGregor returns, looking for the biggest comeback in the sport's history.
My return to combat sport will be a colossal event due to what's at stake, due to what has transpired, and to what can be.
Welcoming McGregor back to the octagon is a legend in his own right. Max Holloway.
One of the best boxers in the octagon.
The Hawaiian Warriors Hall of Fame-worthy career saw a lengthy reign at the top of the featherweight division, before being crowned the baddest man in the game.
That'll do it! With 1 second to go!
Oh my God!
Max Holloway wins the BMF title!
That's a warrior! That's a real warrior!
Dublin, Ireland, a city that embodies the centuries-old fighting spirit of its people. In the suburbs of this historic capital rose an athlete that would transcend sport to become a global superstar, recognized the world over. A young man from humble roots who believed he was destined for greatness.
Combat. It's definitely in my blood. The McGregor history is a history of battle and fighting of invaders of our land. I love it. 11 years of age, I felt I needed to learn how to fight to be able to defend myself. And I come to develop an obsessive mindset and mentality toward fighting.
Conor McGregor knows he's going to the top. He doesn't think or hope, and with these kind of performances, I believe him.
Oh, well, thanks for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Take it easy.
The Hawaiian star will make his return in the headline fight of UFC 329 against Conor McGregor. In parallel to his opponent, Holloway's childhood surroundings laid the foundations for fighting. But natural talent and self-belief would see him rise to become a combat sports icon.
I'm from Waianae, Hawaii. The part of Hawaii where they take care of you, they see you struggling, they literally give you the shirt off their backs. But then if you look at somebody the wrong way, you're probably walking out there with a broken nose and 2 black eyes, you know? So it is what it is, right? You gotta be one tough mother effer coming out of Waianae. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why I'm one of the baddest mother effers in the world.
I fight for Waianae, like trying to show people like you're not bad kids. Like fighting in the ring is more better than on the streets.
Us Hawaiians, we have fighting culture and we're warriors. We love that.
Turning pro as a teenager, Holloway emerged as a talented prospect on the regional scene.
Max Holloway, he couldn't wait to turn 18 years old so he could fight professionally. At age 19, Max Holloway has wrestled the world title belt away from Harris Sarmiento, and there is a new champion.
Max's discipline is beyond compare. Like, that motherfucker trains hard. You might train just as hard, but there ain't harder. There ain't harder.
The craziest one was when he put it on Calvin Cater, and he was
he was
just
there.
talking.
Yeah, we was there. We was
I'm
there.
the best
to him
boxer in the
whole
UFC.
time.
If he somehow or another sparks out Max in like the first round, Do you know how big he becomes?
Oh, he's right back.
Right
Oh,
back.
Right back.
right back.
I mean,
like,
he's
right back. Him
yeah.
and Justin Gaethje, the
That
biggest
would
fight in the
be
history of the known
sick.
universe.
That would be
yeah.
sick.
They go for the BMF title at 170.
Right.
Because Conor's like, I don't want to cut any weight.
Right.
That fight it would be crazy.
My only concern is his size. Like Max struggled with bigger dudes.
Joe Rogan is sharing his final thoughts on the highly anticipated McGregor-Holloway matchup, offering his prediction ahead of the big fight.
If he starts talking to Conor like that in the middle of the fight and teeing off on him, if Conor gets tired, it could get rough.
Yep.
Look at his last fight with Dustin. I mean,
The difference is Conor, I don't give a f if he's 39. I don't care how old he is. That dude's got the touch.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the touch of death.
And he's
That's
very
true.
accurate.
And he's accurate and he's fast as and when he's sprinting, he moves quicker than anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't do that for 5 rounds, but if he does it and cracks you, you're on F***ville. Look what he did to Aldo. Who the f***'s ever done that to Aldo? That's the touch.
Do you think there's any chance that Conor wrestles him? I think Conor might try to wrestle him a little bit.
So what Nate said, all of a sudden
Because
he
of
wanted
the
to turn
Charles
into a
Oliveira
wrestler.
fight?
Maybe looking at that and then maybe seeing that that's
I
what...
don't see that.
Well,
I think Max has got to put it on him a little bit, and then he'll shoot because he's not in it for war.
Comment below who wins Conor McGregor or Max Holloway. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. I'm still under 1,000 subscribers and I upload new MMA videos every day. Now let's get back to the news. Joe Rogan remains skeptical about Conor McGregor's ability to maintain his speed and power over 5 rounds against Max Holloway's relentless pace.
We're really going to find out what's going on if it gets into the 2nd and 3rd rounds. That's when we're really going to find out.
We'll know.
We'll know immediately.
At that point.
But I mean, whether or not he can really fight for 5 rounds, like
I
against a
don't
guy
know
with
if he can, man.
with a great gas tank.
Yeah.
Max has.
After 5 years of tearing your body up.
It's you don't know, right? Because it's all in a vacuum. Like there's some training footage of him beating guys up that you've seen, but who knows what he actually has been doing.
Dana White believes a Conor McGregor win would have significant implications for the UFC, and a victory for either fighter would be a substantial career milestone.
Says everything about him. I mean, when you think about it, throughout the history of fighting, tell me somebody who came back after this big of a layoff. I mean, Ali took 3 years and he wasn't the same when he came back. And I think that these are the kind of challenges that a guy like McGregor likes. If he wins on Saturday night, he will do something that nobody has ever done in any combat sport after such a layoff. 100%. Whoever wins on Saturday night, it is it's a big win and a big, what's the word I want to use here? I guess it's a big step up in their careers, especially at this point in time. I mean, these are 2 guys that have done it all. So, you know, I got like 5 scenarios in my head if Conor wins, and I got like 3 for Max if Max wins. So it's huge for both of them.
Joe Rogan and the panel analyzed Max Holloway's welterweight move, emphasizing how avoiding a severe weight cut could benefit him.
Max can fight with no weight cut.
That's what I'm saying.
Max
Like,
might never get tired.
People are saying like, oh yeah, but what about moving up weight? I'm like, that's great for him. He don't have to cut no weight.
For him. It's great for both of them.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the future. I would hope guys would abandon weight cutting. I really do. And I think the UFC should accommodate it by letting go of these ridiculous weight limits. Let's just find out what guys weigh.
Yeah.
Let's find out what guys weigh and like have them fight.
Like
have them
one
fight
does, right? Does one still do that? I mean, that was the way to go. Like, we weigh you in at the beginning of the year, and then, like, this is where you're going to fight.
If I would run things like one, because they also allow steroids, allegedly.
MMA Guru points out that Conor McGregor has noticeably bulked up ahead of his 170-pound fight, indicating a deliberate effort to fill out his frame for the new weight class.
He's got that aggressive, angry, high-T energy that he's going to need if he's going to go out there and catch Holloway in the first 2 rounds of this fight. And he's a big dude, man. He's a lot larger than we've seen him before. You know, he looks really muscled up. So he's got that window in the first round to make something happen. But yeah, I mean, they went on a little bit back and forth. Paddy Pimblett had the crowd chanting a little bit as well. The media members. Oh my God, the media members. They do everything they possibly can to ruin these press conferences.
Beyond the surface, the face-off between the 2 fighters was marked by a palpable tension. Conor McGregor was particularly aggressive, swatting at Max Holloway and leaning in, prompting security to intervene.
Yeah, they were itching to get at each other in this face-off, you know? They got close, McGregor slapped Holloway's hand away. Get that out of me face. And they both started getting a bit tense. Oh no, this was it here. They separated after the glasses throw. And look, Dana's in. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on, kids. There goes my content, you know. Dana's rushing off to get the glasses on the floor just to make sure. And they go back together and McGregor slaps his hand away. Get that shit out of my face. And they separate again. And I think McGregor like ended up slapping the security guard, if I'm not mistaken, like nearly hitting the security guard on the way back maybe. But yeah, they're amped up. McGregor's got his belts out on the stage as well. It's all going down. Holloway looks in good shape.
Furthermore, Holloway also sees this matchup as more than just another win on his resume.
How have you both evolved? Because Conor's come out and said that you actually took on some of his elements and style after that fight against him. What do you say to that?
For sure. You know, I never ever lose in there. I learn, you know, and if I can take something from former opponents and use it in my game, why not? You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, it's fighting, and you to succeed in this sport, you gotta grow. You gotta be able to take things from here and here. A lot of my games from all kind of different people. You know, I love Jose Aldo, love Anthony Pettis. You know, I watch boxing. We see Floyd Mayweather do stuff. I try to do boxing stuff like him. So it's very fun.
And with his layoff for 5 years, lots of people talking about the layoff for 5 years. What's the longest layoff you've ever had between fights?
I couldn't tell you. No. I don't remember. I like staying busy, so.
Yeah.
Adding on Israel Adesanya's prediction, he shares his memories of watching McGregor-Holloway in Boston as a fan already sold on Conor's potential. Though he leaves the deeper breakdown for later, his observation about McGregor's unorthodox approach that night offers a glimpse into why he believed in the Irishman from the very beginning.
This was the second fight in Conor's career. I watched, it was in Boston. Again, I was on a hype train after the first fight, because after that one with Marcus Brimage, I was like, oh, this guy's different. And I watched all his interviews and I was like, bro, I'm a fan. Same wavelength. He understands the game. He understands the realm. And yeah, that fight with Max Holloway. I watched the fight again. One thing I'll say from the first fight was,
young Max looks.
Bro, no tattoos from Conor or Max. Babyface assassins, both of them.
21 years old, Jesus.
Yeah, and then again, his fifth fight in the company. And after this, he went on a tear and they became featherweight champ. Yeah, one thing I noticed from this fight, straight away from the get-go, let's get to the beginning, was the shapes. Conor approached the fight like straight away shape, or they didn't show the beginning.
Israel wraps up his prediction, suggesting that Max Holloway's current form and relentless pace could be enough to wear Conor McGregor down over the course of the fight.
So I think Max is gonna get this done. But after that fight, Conor should fight Chandler and then, you know, settle the debt. But yeah, in this fight, for the circumstances, weight, 170, lay off 5 years. Max in 5 years has had 8 fights. I'm gonna go Max Holloway. I know Conor can win. Obviously, it's MMA. Maybe that's why he hasn't shown any footage, because he's changed his style, so he doesn't want to even showcase anything. But Max's footwork is gonna get him away from the fence line. He's gonna counter Conor, and then by round 2, halfway, round 3, you'll see Max turn it up and see him take out Conor later on. And Max will do it again and win on a big stage. And that's another one for the chosen few. So Max Holloway by finish in the later rounds.
Michael Bisping agrees that McGregor's clearest path to victory lies in the opening round. However, they stop short of calling it a guarantee.
You got to think, if he's going to get it done, it'll only be in spectacular fashion. Because if Conor McGregor is going to win this fight, it will only be if he knocks him out in the first round. Yeah. And I say that respectfully. I'm looking at it through my analytical hat, not a personal hat or anything like that. He's never had a 5-round style. He's just never been that guy. He's always gassed the later the fight goes. Typically in round 2, he starts to fade because he's an explosive fast starter. And after 5 years away, there's no way. And I'm sure he's trained hard, and I'm sure he's prepared, and I'm sure he's ready. But I don't think he's preparing harder now than what he was pre-2016. I just don't think that's necessarily.
On Holloway's strengths, Bisping noted his durability and his tendency to actually get stronger as a fight goes on, rather than fading in the later rounds like many opponents expect.
Just thinking about this, did Max Holloway, he never got slept against Ilia Topuria. I know he got knocked down.
Yeah.
And TKO'd, but he didn't go to sleep, did he?
No. He was just out of it. You know what I mean? He was still conscious, I think, but he got dropped bad with the hook and then the follow-up shots and was, you know, kind of not in a good position, but I don't think he was ever like asleep on the canvas.
So the point I'm making is the chin isn't necessarily compromised.
No, I think Max can still.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and in the last fight, listen, and at 170, I think Max is only going to be able to take a better shot.
Paulo Felder leans towards one outcome, but leaves room for the alternative, admitting a curiosity about the potential spectacle of an upset.
Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Who are you picking this early out?
I mean, I'm going to pick Max. I think I'm going to stick to that. However, there's a small part of me, obviously, that would love to see the world where Conor wins, but it's even tough to say that too, because I have nothing but love for Max Holloway, so I wouldn't mind seeing him whip his ass either.
Roddy reveals that McGregor's preparation was marked by an intense level of focus, with the fighter virtually living in the gym to eliminate outside distractions.
You know, staying in the gym, you can't walk past the mat without, without having to get on, so yeah, it's been...
Did you probably think like it would maybe last like a day or two, let alone several weeks, months?
No, I mean, no one kind of says he's going to do something, he does it, and he's all in. I mean, that's one of his best qualities. When he chooses to do something, he's all in on it. So, you know, I'm sure he has the room nice. I haven't seen the room, but I'm sure he has it nice. It's probably nicer than my room at home. But like, you know, when he sets his mind to something, he's all in on it. So I think it's great, you know.
Roddy voices his genuine enthusiasm for the upcoming matchup with Max Holloway, acknowledging the significant evolution Holloway has undergone as a fighter over the years.
When you found out that the opponent was Max, not Chandler or Praches or a new opponent, one that you beat 13 years ago, what did you think?
I was excited. It's a great fight. Max is a phenomenal fighter. He's had an amazing career, and I thought it was an exciting fight. You know, I thought it was a fight that would motivate Conor. You know, you have to be at your best to go in against Max. So we're going to get the best out of Conor because it's Max. You know, so I was very excited about it.
Would you agree he's a much different fighter, Max is, from 2013?
Yeah, he's definitely sharpened all the tools. He's a more confident fighter. He's confident in what he can do. And yeah, you know, he's very good.
Ariel Helwani addressed a New York Times report alleging Conor McGregor continued using banned substances even after recovering from his leg injury.
No, 2017, double-weight world champion, Floyd Mayweather banked. And then I launched an Irish whiskey. I didn't drink heavily, if at all, in that time of my life. I was an athlete at the top of my game. Next thing you know, there's thousands upon thousands of bottles in my garage.
Never heard him say that about Proper 12, which he, I don't think has any sort of stake in anymore. They sold it, and then they parted ways after the civil case came and went. And I never heard him say that, like, hey, having a garage filled with whiskey was problematic and took me down a wrong path. The drama and the headlines, they certainly don't stop. And yesterday there was a new report that came out from Michael Schmidt of the New York Times. You'll recall he wrote that article maybe 3 or so weeks ago regarding his use of drugs to try to heal the injured leg, the broken leg that he suffered.
Stepping back to look at the broader scene, Helwani and his panel observed that this fight week feels markedly different from the peak McGregor-era events, where every press conference, face-off, and interview carried an electric, almost chaotic energy that seemed to spill beyond the sport itself. They note a comparative quiet this time around, fewer confrontations, less theatrical trash talk, and a more subdued promotional machine.
I think it's a sign of the times. It's a sign of pay-per-view being dead. It's a sign of them not having the pressure to sell these fights anymore because it's all bought and paid for in advance. And we lose out. And I think Conor and Max are probably happy not to do it. They're getting paid. They have guaranteed money. And you're Max Holloway, you want to fly from Hawaii to DC. You're Conor, you want to fly from Dublin to DC. You don't want to do it. So you're like, all right, fine. I'm not going to do it. But we, I think the ones who eat it all up, miss out on it. And it's a shame. because that was a fun part of the fight game, right? Like this is
it just had such a different feel back.
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to kind of belabor it.
Even
but
yesterday, he's sitting up there. It's different than like the one-on-ones and stuff like that. It's just a different vibe.
On the topic of the leg injury itself, Chael Sonnen points to other fighters who suffered similarly severe breaks in the past, noting that history hasn't been kind to that specific type of injury when it comes to fighters returning to their previous form and level of performance.
The leg injury. Corey Hill, rest his soul. The leg injury. GOAT, Anderson Silva. The leg injury. Newly inducted Hall of Fame, Chris Weidman. Those are the only 3 athletes that have sustained this injury that Conor has sustained and returned. And none of them returned the same. The only one to speak about it very candidly was Chris Weidman. And Chris said that in practice, he truly believed he was going to be able to push through this. But when he got in the actual match, he didn't know quite what to do offensively or defensively.
Tracing that back to the historical record, Chael notes that no fighter has ever returned from this length of layoff and looked like their old selves in a 5-round fight, though they stopped short of predicting the outcome.
And then step 3, you've never had an athlete return against a fellow current top athlete after more than half a decade removed and had them look good. Oh, and by the way, at a heavier weight class. Not even in boxing. Not even in boxing has somebody returned for this great fighter, the one that got away. Oh, this one for it all. They're going to brawl for it all. Whatever it is, they've never returned at a heavier weight class and put out a great performance. So you got the leg break, you got the round issue, and you got the performance, which is going to be needed for the better part of half an hour.
Shifting focus to McGregor's professional reputation, Dana White offers a candid assessment of the Irishman as a business partner, acknowledging that while negotiations with him are rarely straightforward, there's no denying his value to the company and the sport as a whole.
I'm sure when he fights, it comes with a lot of extra stuff, you know, there's lots of negotiations, everything like that. But
it's not that everybody thinks that, you know, that Conor is a great business partner. If you told me, say something bad about Conor, the only thing that I could say is he doesn't show up on time. And today he was early. He was early today. He was actually, I was getting texts from her that he was bitching at me. Listen, I want to get this thing going on time. And so you cannot complain about being in business with Conor McGregor.
Holloway doesn't just claim victory. He starts off his message strong by reminding everyone why McGregor picked the wrong
idea of
opponent.
adding Conor McGregor's name to your resume with a victory, considering you beat Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje in the last 3 years alone, 2 stoppage wins over Jose Aldo. What would that mean? How much would that add on to what you've already accomplished?
I think it'd be huge. You know, a lot of people keep talking about how if Conor can somehow pull off, he has 2 title shots waiting for him. You know what I mean? Takes 2 to tango, man. That means if I go out there and do my thing, I got 2 title shots waiting for me. So it's a huge legacy fight, especially with all the eyes, like you said. Like I said, even with the World Cup going on, this is still getting a lot of traction. You guys all saw the ticket, the pre-sales, and how fast it went. You guys see the prices. It's gonna be fun, man. A lot of people tuning in on this one, International Fight Week.
About a division we've seen Conor sort of moonlight at, haven't seen you at this weight class. How do you expect it to be different for you?
You guys used to see a happier guy all fight week, you know. I thought 155 fight weeks was great. 170 is even better, you know. I feel great. I feel good. We did all the right things. I'm Polynesian. I'm Hawaiian, you know. So at the end, I'm Samoan. At the end of the day, we can get big, and I can't wait to show you guys.
I mean, I feel like, well, it's the same max any weight you're going to be at. But do you think this gives even a slight edge to McGregor when you look at the weight for this fight?
Brother, I'll fight Daniel Cormier tomorrow at heavyweight. And it's super heavyweight. He can't even make the heavyweight limit, and he's not going to be a favorite.
There's additionally Holloway shrugs questions about weight off like background noise.
Look at Conor McGregor and his evolution as an athlete, as an entrepreneur. It's not the same athlete, which it shouldn't be. But when you look at what Conor McGregor used to fight, he was very light on his feet. He would pop, he would throw the kicks. He was almost kind of well-rounded, meaning that not a very big grappler, but he understands grappling, but he tend to do what he had to do to win the fight. And then when he fought Nate Diaz the first time, he lost, and he fought him the second time, then he won that. Then he fought Dustin Poirier the second time. His mentality kind of changed. I felt like Conor McGregor needed that, like, you motherfuckers, just that showmanship. That's what he needed, and you saw when he fight. But later in his career, he became more stiff. He became more a boxer, where I felt that played more into his opponent's favor instead of his own, because he was very dynamic. He moved very well, and he was very good at being precise when he would hit his opponents. He had that one.
Once two of the sharpest minds in MMA collide, what starts out as trash talk quickly escalates into a spectacle of ego, strategy, and personality. The latest heated exchanges between Conor McGregor, and Max Holloway are played in one-liners, social media jabs, and televised barbs that reveal what each fighter desires most.
What do you make of this one at the weekend against Max? You've obviously competed against him before.
I love the bout. A cracking contest, an iconic mixed martial arts contest with yours truly at the helm once again. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited about it, and I'm excited for it.
And just to finish off the back of this, what happens afterwards? You've talked about a second date next year. Do you want it this year?
Yes. Yes, I do. I wish.
I'm bringing the Mac Daddy, baby. I'm home. The Mac is back.
So we have a larger list of names.
The Mac Daddy, baby. Done it all weights, triple KOs, knockouts in featherweight, knockouts in lightweight, knockouts in welterweight. The only UFC combatant to do so. The first double champ, and the man with all the records in the game, and the man that's still here despite all the tribulations and all the trauma and all the attacks on my will and my character. I still stand here strong and returning with the biggest gate and the biggest excitement the game has seen in years. Put that Mac in there, baby.
And you had lived such a crazy experience, a unique experience, that people want to hear about it. How much of yourself do you want to share at this point in your career?
Well, you know, it's fight week. I won't be getting on a therapist's chair on fight week, do you get me?
Yeah.
So I need to keep that fire and that venom. Literally, that is what it will be. It will be venomous inside this octagon. And, you know, I'm an open book. What you see is what you get with me. I always try and speak my truth, and, you know, at the best of me, I try and encourage others and inspire others and motivate others, and that's kind of what I'll do, you know, without getting too much into anything soppy or anything, you know. I'll keep that fire in my belly and go and fight on Saturday night.
Is it going to be a lot of venom? Is it going to be some joy too? I mean, we've seen a few versions of you, you know, and you're very good when you're joyous as well.
Yeah, for sure. No, there you go. That's a great point. A flow state for sure. I'll look for that. Holloway's a great opponent to find my feet in here. I know he's planning on deep waters. It's almost a bit disrespectful. I'm not sure who he thinks he's talking about here, but I am joyous, so excited in this entire situation right now. I thank God for it.
The bad part for him is he's fighting me. He got to see me from the octagon. You know, there's a lot of guys that he could have chose. He chose the wrong one.
Well, we know how you two matched up 13 years ago. How do you expect to match up with the 2026 version of Conor McGregor?
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be great. You know, 4th of July just passed. They're getting 4th of July 2 weeks in a row. It's going to be fireworks come July.
Well, you ran through Max Holloway at featherweight. Surely you're just going to steamroll over him now, welterweight.
I'm going in here with sheer confidence for sure.
How's the camp been? How does it feel to be back in there? Because it's been 5 years.
Very good. Very, very excited. You know, sheer confidence comes through preparation. And the preparation has been very, very meticulous and very detailed. It is not, you know, I'm not just boasting on it or blagging on it. It is meticulous preparation for this bout that has my confidence where it is. So I'm excited to showcase our work, my team's work.
Does it feel good to be going back to war, mate?
Great. Feels so good. I'm home, where I belong. I'm grateful the fans
are as excited as me.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest MMA news and UFC updates. We upload new videos every single day. Bye.